What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast, which I'm dedicated to talking about all the poggers things in life, like music, content creation, and video games. I am one of your co-hosts, JesseKazam.
And I'm Veritas.
Hello.
It's so rare.
Yeah, it's so rare. You just unlock me. I don't know what to do.
Felt weird. I feel like I'm like, I don't feel comfortable introducing myself with a pseudonym. Maybe that's why I avoid it every time. I'm talking to you. I'm being vulnerable.
Yeah. Let's really get into it. Why are you ashamed of who you are?
Therapist Jesse. You know, actually, speaking of, there was some wild shit that I just added today to my list of like video topics. The phenomenon that like we all know about, but nobody ever really like. We all like kind of half understand where and why, but it's still like this thing that I feel like once every 6 months creeps all of us out.
Okay.
When like something pops up in like an ad or like your algorithm that's like, I talked about that with my grandma in a Faraday cage yesterday. So why is it showing up in all of my feeds?
In a Faraday cage is crazy work. Dude, I had that moment like today with my wife. Yeah. My wife.
Oh, I can't even hear that.
I could hear it.
My computer restarted, so like my
so
temporary
it's all
OXLR,
scoofed.
yeah, it's all, so I can't hear anything.
Scoofed.
I don't have the bing anymore.
No. Dude, I'm thinking about swapping over to some of the new Elgato stuff from GoXLR because my GoXLR keeps like kind of freaking out, and I'm terrified it's gonna full blown die in the middle of a stream, and then I'm gonna have to order something. And yeah, I either need to buy another GoXLR to have on hand, or I need to swap over to some different.
You should swap over to something different, and I say that only because I want you to do all the research.
Yeah.
Because I can't be fucking bothered.
So Elgato just released, not sponsored at all. Hashtag please sponsor me. Hashtag please send me your stuff for free. They basically released a GoXLR with no knobs or faders or buttons on it. And it's software dependent.
So it's an aux cable. It's a USB cable. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I guess maybe it's all software, but you just buy it the fucking USB cord.
It's the old printer cables. Oh my god. No, it's oh my god. It's like oh my god, what's it called? Elgato.
We also I have to say we dipped our toes into two separate conversations. We instantly
yeah, we did.
We'll circle back to it, chat. This is a depth first search, okay? We gotta go back up the tree.
What the frig is it called? Elgato Go XLR killer. The Wave XLR.
It's just an XLR cable. I gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So it's
a knob.
It's a knob. It's like all the tech. It's like 2 preamps. So there's 2 XLR inputs instead of the Go XLR's 1. And it's like, it's got tons of gain. It's got all the like audio file stuff. It's got like built-in like DSP effects. It's got like VST inserts you can do if you have your own stuff. Clip guard so your stuff can't clip. It's got all the I/O that a Go XLR has. So like
it shows 2. Wait, what?
So it has 2 XLRs inputs, and then it has like an input and output, 2 headphone outs, 1/4-inch headphone out, and it basically has it's like a beefed up version of all the hardware in a Go XLR. Like the preamps are really nice. You don't need a cloud lifter. You can run a Shure SM7B or a bunch of that kind of stuff. Line in, line out, all that kind of stuff. Inline VST effects. And
wait a minute. What the fuck? Which model is this? Because the one I'm looking at is this big, so I have no idea how the fuck it is what you're talking about.
Okay, it's called the Wave XLR Pro.
Oh, Pro, not the Mark II or whatever.
Yeah.
the Pro, it just looks like a VHS tape that someone took a hammer to.
It does. Yes.
Okay.
And then everything is run on the software. And then,
which is kind of annoying.
But then you can also get like the Go XLRs. Sorry, not the Go XLRs. The Stream Decks. I don't know if you've seen some of the newer Stream Decks, but the newer ones actually have knobs on them, physical knobs that people use for like Photoshop brushes or whatever. But so you can essentially set, like they have the big Go XLR, I keep saying Go XLR, the new big Stream Deck that has like 6 knobs and 30 buttons. And so you can set like 6 individual mixes. And I watched a couple of videos on it. This is one of those things where I watched the video and was like, oh, that's really cool. And then immediately forget everything. It's basically like it does everything the Go XLR does slightly better. More modern hardware, more stuff. I mean, the Go XLR came out like 8 years ago, right? 6-8 years ago. So it's like, it makes sense. And then they stopped supporting it. So it makes sense. It is annoying that like the way this would work for my workflow is to buy this and then buy the new big ass Stream Deck with the knobs. So it would be much more expensive than just like buying another Go XLR. But
yeah, because that's like $350.
Yes. But it does have nicer hardware. The extra XLR audio means like you could take it somewhere and run a podcast, or if I ever like started having like friends over to do stuff, you could run another mic and I could just have like 2 mics instead of sharing the one mic. Like there is a little bit more to it in terms of the hardware. I'm no Elgato shill, but the thing is Elgato supports their stuff for a really long time, right? Like they've just been, TC Helicon tried to do this thing with the Go XLR. They kind of shut down that division of TC Helicon. They don't really support the Go XLR anymore. Stuff like I've got Elgato shit everywhere, right? I got their pedal, I have the Stream Deck, I have their webcam, I have their stuff, and they support it for a really long time. And so I don't know. I was thinking about making the switch to that, but I don't know.
I feel like I just had like an epiphany, and it's one of those epiphanies that I assume I had before, thought about it, realized why it was dumb, and then discarded it because otherwise it seems so obvious that why wouldn't I thought about it? I have like mixers.
Oh,
like pro
yeah,
mixer.
yeah. You should use those.
But like, so the question, so what? I mean, you lose soundboard, you lose the bleep button, you lose. I mean, that can all be done with a fucking $49.99 Stream Deck.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Maybe. It's like it's annoying to separate the physical knobs, faders, buttons from the hardware, the actual like audio hardware in the machine. That's annoying, but it also is pretty nice. Like if you had a Stream Deck, you could use that as the sampler. You could use that as, in pushing on all the effects. So if you have like an old Stream Deck that you bought for $100 back in the day, one of the small ones, you could do that. You don't necessarily need faders for everything if you had it up on another monitor, and you could just mouse over and because the faders are there in the software, so you could turn that like.
Yeah, so that's the only annoying thing is that my stream computer is where I have the Go XLR software.
Same, yes.
Not my game. So like having to reach my mouse over.
Which is why I'm just like I'm one of those guys where I'm only going to do it if I do it in the way that is of utmost convenience to me, which would mean I would buy the thing and I would buy the Stream Deck that has the knobs, and I would set it all up exactly like I have with the Go XLR, so I can just turn the stuff up and down. I could do that. But it does kind of like, you technically, on the flip side, don't need any of it. If you never really change the volumes of your stuff, if you never use the bleep button or the effects, you could just have that and then not really worry about it. Like,
I mean, really what I like about the Go XLR is I like the mic processing.
Yeah.
I like the mic monitoring.
Yeah.
And I like the ability to route things.
Yeah, the routing in the Elgato software is pretty crazy. You can do whatever the hell you want.
So you can.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do all the inputs to whatever outputs.
And once again, it really isn't. It's not even necessarily competition in the space because TC Helicon's not competing anymore. They did the Go XLR, which was, in my opinion, for this niche, a pretty revolutionary piece of software hardware combo the hardware obviously has been in, like you said, in boards for forever, but mixing it with the software and making it super convenient with the routing and stuff like that, that kind of digital routing is amazing. Elgato just like made everything better because the Go XLR's just been sitting there for so long, and they're like, well, let's get in on this space. So the mic processing is better. It delivers more clean gain. There's 2 of them in there, so you can plug 2 XLRs in. The software is like insane. It would be annoying to have to learn a new software, but the software for like the routing is like insane. You can create like sub mixes and like 6 different. It's just like it's out of control. So it's like I don't know.
The overskilled my moderator says, reminder chat, Veritas likes to monitor his mic, meaning you can outright say he likes to hear himself talk and no one can call you a liar. God damn it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What was the other conversation we started before I took us on that derailment?
It was the whole technology listening on our conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was like, I got served a YouTube video about a very specific, cognitive cognitive behavioral technique, or like some shit that I talked about with my therapist that I've never Googled before. Like I haven't really Googled any of that. Don't tell her. But I don't know if it would have had to have maybe been in my Gmail is the only thing I can think of where like there's a digital footprint of it. Otherwise, I talked about it on like a Zoom call. But I know I must have typed something somewhere, because I wholeheartedly don't believe that like your phone is always listening in, and it's like I mean, it has to technically to connect to
Hey Siri.
Yeah. Oh God. 1,000 people. Like, oh, come on. But I mean, maybe we'll find out in like 2 years that all of our devices are always listening solely so that they could like embed cookies into our Chrome. You know what I mean? Like you have to see, that's the other thing, is you have to think about like, it's not far-fetched that any of these companies would do any of these things, right? But in order for like people are like, oh, you really don't think that Apple would buy? If they did, they wouldn't be sharing the data with whatever my browser uses to serve me, like it's not putting the cookies into my, I have a hard time believing Facebook and Google and Apple are all working together to share data.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, the conspiracy is just less salacious than it seems. It's like a combination of the algorithms, all the data that has been collected on you over the years has just created very good predictable ways of predicting the types of things you're going to be into. Plus all sorts of, I think a big thing about it too is like, because I looked into this once a while ago where it was like, are the phones listening? And the reality, or at least at the time, was like, the reality is there's just like, that's an easy thing to say, but there's like 10 other super nerd systems going on that explain it that you just don't get. And so it's almost like the freaking, I don't know, the rain dance thing where it's like, I can't comprehend it, because there's all sorts of like IP tracking and who Googled what on your IP or on your Wi-Fi or device or this or that. There's just like so much going on behind the scenes where they are tracking you that it's just more likely that they're conglomerating all that information. And like you said, that there was some digital footprint somewhere. You typed it into a message, you texted it to someone or whatever, then it is that the microphone is on and they're listening and transcribing it. But the result is essentially the same, which is that you often look around and go, I don't remember Googling this, and now I'm getting an ad for it. And it's like,
it's like the Target sends the mail to the teenage girl who gets like cocoa butter, like lotion and like some other thing, and that's just like highly correlated with being pregnant, and so it sends it to like it knows that because I listen to like Caramel and Damocles on repeat and I play Factorio all day that I have like self-esteem issues. like it fucking whatever it's doing, I don't know.
Yeah, it knows. It knows because of how much money I've spent on DoorDash that I don't respect myself. So it's advertising.
Like, damn, you're really listening to fucking Gethsemane
Bro,
again, dog?
oh my god, that's so funny.
Speaking of, I made a post on Reddit.
Oh my god, how could you?
Yeah, I was a Redditor, basically demanding to have everyone agree with me as is per usual.
Yeah.
That every single place on the internet that lists the lyrics for Euclid are wrong.
Oh.
Because I've been working on a thing, so I've literally listened to Sleep Tokens Euclid 457 times since 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Let alone all the previous days. And so I wonder if if I were to like read lyric, if you could like
if you
finish
read the line before, I should be able to finish it.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's like the beginning of a verse but he says, "Call me when you get the chance. I can feel the walls around me closing in." And then it's just run.
Just run it back. Give me 5 whole minutes.
That's the first
thick tar
verse.
on the inside reading. Okay, yeah, okay.
I'm thick tar on the inside burning. I've got a ghost in the hallway grinning and a heavy head that won't stop turning. If my fate is a bad collision and if my mind is an open highway, give me the twilight two-way vision. Give me one last ride on a sunset skylane. Call me when you get the chance. I can feel the walls around me closing in. Just something wires. I can't say it because it'll.
Okay, read.
As I see
what everyone lists it as.
Just running forwards, a life like wires.
Just running forward, a life like wires. Okay, is that not it?
I don't think so. It doesn't make sense on like 5 for 5. First of all, I don't hear that.
Okay.
And also it doesn't make sense. First of all, the song starts by saying just run it back.
Yeah.
So then why would the second one be just running forwards? It sounds to me like just run it forwards.
Oh.
As if like
that's
play
what
the
I
tape.
Thought. Yeah.
But it says just running forwards. But I think he says just run it forward.
Yeah.
He doesn't have, there's no fucking S.
Just run it forward, a life like wires. Yeah, I think that's what I thought it was too. I'd never really looked up the lyrics of the verses. Just run it forward. That's what I thought it was too.
Yeah, just run it forward.
Yeah.
And then not a life like wires. What does that mean?
That I don't know.
Alive like wires. Like a live wire, like it's got energy, it's got electricity. And then he talks about, I play along with the life signs anyway. Like a life like wires is just such a fucking basic bitch, not interesting metaphor. Oh, your life's tangled? Like, I don't know. So just listen to it at some point. I'd play it, but we get fucking Insta DMCA. Just run it forward. Alive like wires.
What do people
he doesn't say just running forwards. A bunch of people were like, yes, amen, thank you, oh my god. Some other people were like trying to justify, like, oh god, I hate how certain people can't recognize that their like personal hunches aren't facts.
Yeah.
Like this is like none of us can know what exactly was going through his head when he wrote this. It's art, right?
Yeah.
But when someone's like, no, like one person basically said, oh no, dude, it's a double meaning, as if we're all supposed to hear ambiguous things and it's supposed to make sense two different ways. So like, so matter-of-factly are like, Vessel always uses deep double meanings and all these things, and it's like, and it's like longest response. It basically says, no, they're both correct.
Yeah.
Like objectively, not in the way that like subjectively, like, yeah, it means what you want it to mean. No, it was like, no. He meant us. He meant the world to be confused. and to be fighting on Reddit.
Yeah.
Someone asked, is there no definitive source for these lyrics? No.
Yeah.
No, they don't. One of their albums previously, like I think it was their EP, they had in the lyrics that came with it.
Yeah.
But they've never done that before elsewhere.
Interesting.
And everywhere else, even on Spotify, all the like official lyrics, it's all been replaced by AI auto-generated shit.
ChatGPT, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
And it's all bad.
That reminds me of this like I saw this like post, and it was a meme of like, you know, one of those progressive memes where the guy gets more and more mad, and it was like he never said that, and if he did say it, he didn't mean it, and if he did mean it, he was being sarcastic, and if he wasn't being sarcastic, and it was just like dunk, 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 and you're like, oh yeah. And that's how it feels a lot of times, where it's like, I think it's one way, and then if somebody's like, I don't know that it's that way, well, then they meant it that way. They meant you to think it wasn't that way. And it's like, what about that? Well, then they didn't even mean it. Like, and it just kind of, it never ends when,
Yeah, but I mean, some people like, because they can come up for an explanation for why a life like Wire's makes sense. Like, I came up with an explanation, therefore it's true. There's like no at all consideration of like, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
This is it's just matter of factly. I don't know. I think some people just aren't like aware of.
I mean, you are scraping the bottom of the barrel with the Redditors.
I'm getting expectations about song lyrics on Reddit. So like, what am I? God damn it! Fuck. What do I expect? But
no, that's funny.
But I'm like, I have to like someone because for reasons that don't matter to anybody out in the public other than Jesse to know, I'm gonna be typing the lyrics, posting whatever. Yeah. So like, I don't want to get them wrong.
Yeah.
Because I fucking can't stand. There's this one like reaction video that I've seen a few times. It's so funny. Yes. The whites of your eyes turn black in the low light.
Yep.
Well, first of all, I also don't know if low light or if it's low light, like if it's one word or if it's two words or if it's hyphenated. It gotta fucking. But then in turning divine, we tangle endlessly, and the like most popular lyric YouTube video that has a bajillion views, it spells divine DEVINE. And there's a video where they're like, one of the guys just like tears down his face. He's like, oh, they had to misspell divine. he's like all emotional. He's like, oh, they had to fucking ruin it. I hate when shit's like wrong like that. Funny. Oh god. But yeah. Divine.
Oh my god. We had in a YouTube video, in one of my marathon YouTube videos, the editor misspelled something, and I got like I got 100 DMs about it. I can't find it. I don't remember what it was. I got tagged in it a bunch though.
Genuinely like don't ever want to be that guy. So if I see like I've seen like typos and titles and thumbnails before, I'm not going to tell you.
Well, titles and thumbnails, I want you to tell me. If it's baked into the video, like that's what it was. It was like one of the title cards. Not know? It's not that I would rather not know. It's just I can't change that. It's like under no circumstances am I taking the video down. And
like how I misspelled part like Dieu, like DEUX or whatever.
Yeah.
In fucking the Billy Mitchell video, it's like part DUX.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like
but yeah, in a title or a thumbnail, I want people to let me know because I can change that real quick. But
I won't even say it if it's our podcast, dog.
Dude.
I mean, I will, but I won't.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, Jesse.
I mean, you should. I mean, you could also change it, but you should let me know. I don't want to. I'm not that guy. I'm not trying to rage bait with the misspellings. I'm just stupid.
No, but I'll rage bait on your behalf. I just won't tell you. You won't fix it, and then you'll get more engagement.
Yeah, true.
I mean, there is. I mean, obviously, like I think I've even pointed out before. Once,
no, you have.
But like, I can't help but feel as if I'm being that guy, like the grammar.
Oh,
like actually, you really should type that when it's that. It's like, oh, I don't want to be that guy. It's like,
I want to know.
Misspelled.
You know, it's a funny like spelling thing I always think about. There is absolutely no rhyme or reason to what letters should be capitalized and what shouldn't in a YouTube thumbnail. Like if you start looking, some people capitalize the first letter of every single word. Some people capitalize the first letter of the first word and none of the other ones. Some people capitalize none of the letters. And some people like myself will just capitalize like the important words. Like some words look worse with a capital letter, like the word in, like this is happening in
so
marathon.
if you
Capital
have, like,
IN just sucks. So even if it's the only word that's not capital, I'll put IN, like lowercase I.
Yeah, I mean, there are like certain. This is like a thing that I don't even know if there are like official rules or if anybody ever learned or taught official rules. If this is a thing they even teach in English class, I just like it's a thing that's intuitive to me, and I'm sure I would probably get it wrong in some ambiguous cases. But like 15 tips and tricks. The A is lowercase and
yes,
but both T's are capitalized.
Yes.
But then like to me it depends on if it's a sentence or not. Like recycle more efficiently in Factorio, I can see that being like capital R, all the rest lowercase in the title. In a thumbnail, I mean, stylistically, sometimes
that's kind of different.
I'm just going through. This game is 10 plus years old, but I tried it in 2026. Only T is capitalized, and that seems normal to me.
Yeah.
But then Veritasium's latest, making a giant zipper to explain how it works, and
every letter
is capitalized.
Yeah.
A, the T. What do you see that too on your?
I literally just refreshed YouTube and I see that.
Of course you do. Fucking, he's
everywhere.
Locked into the algorithm. Rapper Afro Man testifies. Holy Afro Man, bro! Oh my god. Remember Afro Man back in the day?
Who's Afro Man? Oh, yeah.
It's just so if he's involved in like a court thing that I really don't know a whole lot about, but I'll probably end up. But it's just so funny because like everybody's been talking about him testifying and all this stuff, and I just have been picturing Afro Man from back in the day, and then all of a sudden I see he's wearing this American flag suit and he's got a giant afro, I guess. Yeah, just it's crazy how people get old when you get old. Like I just why does Christina Aguilera not look exactly like she did when I was 14? Well, because there is no God.
There is. Yep.
So I have a question. Let's say you want to do let's say we want to have a conversation about a video game. Want to talk about some of the mechanics, or even want to talk about the story. In a setting like this, I just always wonder, like, how do we, the royal we, feel about like spoilers? Like
for like a video game.
Yeah, man.
I definitely think that this is a separate. Like I think the feelings on spoilers in video games is a wider breadth of opinions than the feeling on spoilers about like a book or a TV show. There's just like unanimous like, don't be a dick, don't talk about it. But I do think like Marathon has a tremendous amount of lore, and I'm just spam clicking through the codex. I don't read any of the things. I just like get me into a raid, right? And so like if I saw somebody like Scaro who's doing all the ARG stuff tweet like the ending of the story of Marathon, I wouldn't for a single second be like, I didn't get there yet. But I know that there are people that would. And so it's like it's a real, I think that,
I mean, like if a movie's 30 years old, there's going to be one person that's like, I was going to watch that tonight.
Yeah.
But I mean, even that, like, I guess
everybody
at the
just
minimum,
goes,
you need to give a warning.
Yeah.
So it's like click away. But I was just thinking about, so I played this game that was, I guess you could say text based, although I mean it used like a mouse.
Interesting. Okay.
But it was mostly text based. And I was like trying to figure out how much I wanted to talk about I don't know. I just feel
Like the story.
yeah. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, I know that I could count on one hand like the number of people in our audience that were planning on playing it. Let's
Oh,
say.
yeah.
And so it's like, if it's like a $5, so I'm just like wondering if like, because I obviously haven't made my mind up on this. I mean, I don't think I'm going to spoil it, but it's like,
Yeah.
here's the thing you've never heard of. I'm going to tell you the story.
Yeah. I think like, I don't know. I think like light spoilers works. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't necessarily need to give like the ending of the story. Well, I mean, unless it was a compelling thing that made you think about something, made you feel, and you wanted to talk about it, and that could be a good conversation. But I do think that there's like a lot of people that rip a lot of indie games based off of some of your suggestions. And like, so it's like they would, under no circumstance were they going to like find or play that game, but maybe because you're discussing it because you're like, wow, this game like made me feel something and this game is sick. So I think like some of the light spoilers about like the story or where it's going or the mechanics, like, I don't know. I feel like people vibe with that, honestly.
I feel like we all have to acknowledge the unstated thing about how satisfying it is to spoil. Now, it's not about spoiling. It's just about telling.
Yes.
Like, bro, Interstellar, there was a thing, and then this happens.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like how
bro.
satisfying.
And how the internet ruined that. Like, you know how many times I'm like, bro, did you see that video? And they're like, yeah. And then you're like, well, fuck me. Yep. Okay. You saw it. I saw it. Cool. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's funny because I get it because I saw the video and then I wanted to share you about it because I know you would like the video. So it makes sense. It would also be in your algorithm. But it's like, I feel like there's no moments like that anymore.
Yeah, there's just sometimes when you're telling a story, you love to be able to do like but he was dead the whole time.
Yeah.
To be able to do that is such a
for sure
selfish.
It's an addictive
but also,
thing. Yeah.
Oh man, and the fact that I have that power, all I can think of is Uncle Ben.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh God, I was gonna be so fucking disappointed if you were like, oh,
sorry. What I was
I've never seen the best Spider-Man.
My brain was preoccupied because you said he was dead the whole time, and I was trying to find some other movie. I was gonna say like, I can't believe you just spoiled Apocalypse Now, but I couldn't think of another movie. And then you said the Uncle Ben thing, and then my brain short circuited.
Bro, you just spoiled Don't Look Up. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could just like collectively be like, hey, audience, are you gonna watch it or not? Because if not, I can spoil it.
Yeah.
That's always good. Like you're the type of person that's like, bro, I'm not gonna watch it. Tell me.
Yes, tell me.
But if you're planning on it, you're like, nah, maybe don't. You know?
Yes.
I kind of want to spoil it.
I say rip it.
I think I'm just gonna.
It's a game, right?
It's a game. Like if fast forward.
Yeah, there'll be chapters.
Yeah, fucking fast forward until we're not talking about this. So the game is called Type Help.
Okay.
And the first 4 seconds is where the title becomes relevant. And then after that, it's pretty much irrelevant.
Okay.
It's literally just a text box and you type help.
So the name of the game is step 1 of the tutorial?
Yep.
Type help.
And right now it is being, okay, I do have to clarify, this is being remastered into like a game with graphics.
Oh.
It'll still be like, it's not going to be like a fucking FPS or whatever.
No, yeah.
But it's going to have more of an interface than
really
interesting.
Text. Okay.
And I'm trying to find my wish list. Because I put it on my wish list. I saw the like trailer for it. And then like 2 months later, I was looking for puzzle games and someone recommended the text-based one.
Yeah.
And then at some point I made the connection.
Yeah, okay.
The game is called The Incident at Galley House.
That's the remastered version that's coming out? Okay.
Yep. It's supposed to come out sometime in 2026. The question is, should we do the ad first before this will or
I mean, honestly, yeah. Let's rip it. Let's get it out of the way before. And now that we've got you on the edge of your seat for type help, let's do it. I want to take a quick second and thank the sponsor for this episode, and that is Cash App. Cash App is an app that makes your money simple. It's an app that I used literally forever ago. It was like one of the first ones on the scene. It was really popular amongst our friend group. It was like the best way to just like send money around. Hey, we're all going out to eat. You just Cash App me $20, $15. We literally like, it was just the colloquial term for sending money for the longest time in our friend group. So we used it for forever. It was always super convenient, and they've added tons of features over time. If you use it a lot, I mean, I think you can get like checks to, or like get like direct deposit and stuff in there now. It's sick. And then so if you use it a lot, they have like the debit card, which is so sick. It was just like this slick matte black debit card. You get to sign your name. I think you get to draw on them now, which is so dangerous, but I think you can like draw on your card now. But it's awesome. So Cash App is super convenient, and I've used it for forever. And Cash App just released their new status program for the way people actually spend money called Cash App Green. Unlocks new ways for you to pay, get rewarded, and easily grow or manage your money on your terms. Now, if you spend at least $500 a month with Cash App Card or Cash App Pay, you earn green status, which unlocks benefits like up to $200 of free overdraft charge, higher borrow limits, custom personalized cashback offers every Friday at the places that you love to shop. So you can turn every day into status with Cash App Green. Download Cash App today or visit cash.app/new to learn more about this and other great features. For a limited time, new Cash App customers can also earn $10 if they use the code CashApp10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms do apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services are provided by Cash App's partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Cash App Green, overdraft charge, borrow, cashback offers, and promotions are provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. You can visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Thank you so much to Cash App for sponsoring this episode. Bang! All right.
Boom. So I was actually, while you were doing that, was like gonna ask ChatGPT to give me a quick summary of the plot, just so like I wasn't gonna miss anything. And it just invented. I asked it 4 times, and it just invented 4 different games.
Hell yeah!
Exist. I was like, I literally said, "Bro, you're hallucinating," and it said, "You're right," and I'm not gonna keep guessing.
Hell yeah!
So
hell yeah!
I can't think for myself.
Hell yeah, dude! There's this guy, and once again, these videos could totally be fake, but he's got his phone like mounted on a thing facing you, and it's the ChatGPT app, and he's like, ChatGPT, pick a number that doesn't have the letter T in it, and it's just like, sure, let me get right on that. Let me think about that. 29, and he's like, is there a T in that? And she goes, yep, my bad. Totally. Sorry about that. Let me think about that. 34. And it just never stops. And you're like, dude, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, it's so, this is, oh my God, this is a whole other topic before we even get where, dude, we're just blue ballsing everybody. This is how the episodes of the Patreon go, by the way.
Yeah, 100%.
Are like Adderalled out of our minds on every topic possible, and we go into all the things. So patreon.com/the Pogcast pod. If you want to get in on the extra episode,
please.
Every week, ad-free content early, blah blah blah, all the things. Get feed pics from Jesse.
Yes. One toe at a time.
Yeah, man. You get that fungus issue worked out, or
no? People pay more for it.
Some people are into that. Okay, so to the game.
Yeah.
It starts off by basically saying there's like this event that happens at this house where they find like a bunch of people dead.
Okay.
Basically, and you have this computer that you got from an old investigator that like never solved what happened.
Okay.
And basically the computer is full of audio files.
Okay.
Now you only get them in text form.
Oh, so okay, so it actually doesn't even play the audio.
Now I think the remaster will have
Yeah.
like voice acting.
Okay. That's sick.
But so like the kind of inbox like readme welcome letter, it's just like, so I don't know, figure out what you can figure out.
Gotcha.
We were able to parse like 3 file names, and it was like this one, and then like a partial one.
Okay.
And the file name might be like I gotta look at my fucking
Your notes,
like,
baby.
This is like I had like 20 pages of this
Deciphering.
Dude. It would be like 01ST, so 01-ST-12-13.
Okay.
So like one of the first things you can do is literally just type 01-SD, that whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the first one you type in, it just starts spitting out like audio transcriptions of some scene.
Yeah.
So the first one starts off, you're basically talking to what sounds like a driver, and it takes place in the 30s.
Okay.
A driver, and you're going to you were invited to a party at this house, at the Galley house. You don't know who the person is that invited you, so you're kind of like, this is kind of crazy that I'm going, but the guy's name is Rupert Galley, is the one that invited you. And the driver's like, oh, you're gonna have a great time, blah blah blah. I know Rupert, all this stuff, okay?
Yeah.
The car breaks down, you end up having to like walk, whatever. So you get to the front door, you knock on the door, and like this wasted woman answers the door, and it's like, who are you? What are you? Whatever. Yep. And then she ends up getting kind of pulled away, and then a guy leans in, and he's like, what do you want? And you're like, I'm here for the party. And they're like, I don't know who you are. There is a party going on. He's like, I don't know who you are. And he's like, oh, well, I got this invitation from Rupert Galley. And the guy's like, well, I'm
checks notes. Actual checks notes.
I forget all the goddamn names. Edmund. He's like, I'm Edmund Galley. I don't know of any Rupert Galley. I don't know that there's ever been one, as far as I can tell. So like, you're in the wrong place. And then it's like thundering and lightning, and you're like, well, I kind of like, the car broke down kind of thing. And they end up being like, okay, well, you can come in. So then you come in, and then that's like the end of like
that audio log.
The first one. So what you end up kind of sussing out as you go through, which really it's like the first 2, and then the third one that you get that were like the initial ones, you start to see the pattern that is, there's a scene number.
Okay.
There is, so it's like the scene, then dash, and then it would be the first 2 letters of like the room.
Oh, okay.
And then dash, and then it'll be a bunch of dashed eliminated numbers that are the people involved in the conversation. Everybody has a number.
Oh my god.
And at the beginning, you're only given numbers.
Jeez.
So you have to use the conversations. At some point, someone will be like, "Hey, Joe, I'm sick of your." So you're like, "Okay,
so
Joe."
You're like Joe 4, is one of these numbers.
Name is Joe.
Yeah.
And you have to suss out. There's like multiple people married. There's like a married couple with the mother, a bunch of galleys, and then there's basically 2 families that are like married in, connected. And so you're like going through trying to figure out all this stuff. Things are weird. And they're like, okay, you can go over into your room in the study. There's a bed in there, an extra bed. And you walk in there, and there's a dead body.
Sick.
And everybody's like, who the fuck is this guy? Where did he come from? And they're like, a random guy shows up, and then now there's a random dead body.
Yeah.
So like they kind of get sus on you. You're like, well, I didn't, like, what is going on here? It's very bizarre because you got invited to a party at a house at that time where there was a party by a guy with the same last name.
Yep.
And everybody's like yeah, I don't know who that is. So you end up going through more and more and more. Eventually, there's 23 scenes.
Okay.
And you end up realizing at some point through deduction that in every scene, every person is accounted for in a recording somewhere. So, like, one of the initial scenes is like, you know, it'll be like 03-BI, which is like the billiards room.
Okay.
And then it was -1-2-3-5-6-7 it's like everyone but 4.
Uh-huh.
So now you're like, okay, well, I know that 4 is in a scene somewhere in the house.
Yeah.
But you don't know any of the rooms until there's some indication of where someone's like, meet me in my bedroom.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, Joe. Then, you know, JO is going to be one of the room codes. So you end up sussing out. You eventually figure out that there's 13 people.
Jeez.
Those 13 numbers, 23 scenes. And some of the scenes is one person alone in a room.
Okay.
Some of the scenes have like almost everybody.
Yeah.
You get through like a good chunk of the game without meeting some of the characters. But then what's really interesting is that like you then go back and fill in the blanks for the earlier stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like things make more sense. It's really genius how they write it, because it's like they know you're not gonna know about Fred until later.
Yeah.
But that
then you
explains
go back and reread those scenes with information you now have, and it like makes a whole new
that
meaning.
Explains how like at one point everybody was talking, there was like a thunder, flash of lightning, a thunder clap, and then all of a sudden you hear a upstairs, and everyone's like, fuck was that? You don't find that out way later, what the deal was. But things get really weird when you finally end up meeting the butler. Well, the butler was the driver.
Oh.
Which isn't by itself weird. It's just not obvious.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because he is like, you're gonna have a great time, you know, all this stuff. But remember, the butler knew Rupert.
Yes.
Well, but nobody else knew Rupert. The reason why you go to get the butler, okay, is because he's the one that's going to clean up the dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he goes in, cleans up the dead body, gets your room all ready for you. A bunch of stuff happens. And then like at some point, not long after that, you end up talking to him. And you end up being like, yeah, this is fucked because like I got invited by this Rupert guy, and apparently like he doesn't exist. And I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. I don't want to I don't want to like get it wrong. But in a nutshell, he basically says, "Oh, you didn't realize the dead guy was Rupert." So he's like the only guy who knows who Rupert is.
Mm-hmm. And no one else knows who he is.
And I don't remember if it happens in front of you or what. But then at some point, the butler's dead.
Okay.
And then you walk in, and the butler's, been interacting with everybody the whole time. He's been doing stuff. He's been talking. At some point, you go back into like the living room. A bunch of people are there, and you end up basically being like, the butler died. And the people there are like, who? And you're like, fucking Jenkins or whatever the hell his name is. Thornton. You're like, Thornton died, and then first Rupert, and they're like, who's Rupert? Who's Thornton? Now there's a bunch of scenes with a couple that are having like marital problems.
Uh-huh.
And there's kind of a love triangle with like some other married couple where these two people had a relationship in the past. Well, not long after all this stuff happens, they discover another body,
Okay.
and it's the husband of one of the women. The women died.
Yeah.
Sorry, the women died. The husband is the one that found the body,
Okay.
and he's like,
Who is this woman?
guys, I just found this body in, like, what the fuck is going on here? And then at some point later on, you're in a room, okay? And this woman knows about someone else that had died at some point in the thing, and she's like, I think you did it, to some other guy. And she's like, because he has a gun, I think, and so she's like, I'm gonna scream because I think you killed Joe. A bunch of people come running into the room, and she says, oh my God, you killed Joe, who's like dead on the floor over there. And then thunderclap, she falls to the ground, and everyone goes, where the fuck do these bodies come from? Does anybody know who these people are? So there's this like weird thing that happens where basically the people die,
and everyone forgets.
Everyone instantly is like, who is this stranger? Except there's always one person who's like, this is your wife.
Yeah.
Like the mother of the girl is like, what do you mean? It's your wife. It's my daughter. And then she dies. And you end up realizing the first one to die was number 12. The second one to die was number 11. The third one to die is number 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it's incredible how, like, this is all text based.
Yeah, that's insane.
And yet I have voices in my head. I have
what they look like.
Layout. I know the layout of this room is adjacent to this room. I know what the lobby looks like. It's so wild.
That
how
is insane.
Vivid.
Yeah.
Now I think a lot of that has to do with, like, I'm sure it's good writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's one of those things that's just kind of invisible to you as, like,
that's
someone
wild.
playing.
Yeah.
But the ending is the really cool bit. And so obviously, like, we know what's going on. Now the thing is that, like, we are like person number one. Okay, we're John Hobbs. We're the one that got invited. We don't know anyone.
Yep.
But everyone else knew everyone else. So it seems as if the pattern is there's always a thunderclap.
Yep.
And then a body falls to the ground. Somewhere in the house, you hear a thud. There's always, like, you hear a thud or a scream from some other scene. So you're like, someone just died. Who died?
Yeah.
So, of course, you see the pattern of everybody dying. It's almost like Final Destination.
Yeah.
Or like, what, It Follows.
Yeah.
And you're number one. It gets down to all the way to the end, and it's basically just you and this girl, Annie, who has been, like, she has this piece of paper, and she's been writing the names down. She's like, how many of us? There are 7 of us in the house, right? There's always been 7 of us in the house, right? There's always been 7, and then someone dies, and they're like, who's this name on my paper? It's like, I don't remember ever writing this. Did you write that? You know, and it's like,
Yep.
And basically right towards the end, you're in like a mausoleum or a church or something, I forget. And she kind of, like, figures it out. And basically you have a gun, and she wrestles the gun from you, and she basically says, like, you know, tell my mom I love her. And she tries to end the cycle.
Okay.
And when she pulls the trigger, there's a thunderclap at the exact same time that she pulls the trigger. And now you're left wondering, I'm here with a gun in my hand. Well, after you basically, like, pick it up, you're like, and there's just dead bodies all over the place. I'm alone.
Yep.
I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know what's happened. Shortly before this, you were on the phone. You finally end up making a phone call out, and you talked to number 2, her mother. And this was when there was still like 5 or 6 people left. And she was like, take care of Annie, please. Like, make sure she's safe. I'm sending people to come over and all this stuff. And you're like, I promise I'll do everything I can. After all this stuff happens where she shoots herself, you end up back there. The phone rings, you pick it up, and she's like, we're almost there. Is Annie okay? And you're like, oh my God, Annie, are you okay?
Yeah, I literally thought that as soon as you said that.
And you're like, I'm sorry, but like, who is that again?
And then roll credits?
No.
Okay.
Basically, okay, so you tell the mom. Actually, no, you don't tell the mom. You're like, no, she's like, she's okay. Yeah, she's okay. So you don't actually tell her. But then what you end up doing is there's like a balcony that's like the attic balcony above the entrance. Walk up to the balcony and basically like just jump off the balcony. But right before you do, you hear way far off in the distance, like rolling thunder. And then you fall basically to your death. The thing is that it's not you because you're the one listening to these tapes.
Yes.
Number one was the original guy who was investigating.
Investigator. Yeah.
He was sent to investigate. Okay. And what you end up kind of sussing out is that I don't think you were necessarily like in the chain. Or at least, sorry, not you, John.
Yeah.
But rolling thunder in the distance was the mom remembering Annie, and she was the next one. So there's a scene you find by using like a slightly altered code that you figure out elsewhere, because the guy who's taking all the notes for you is like, I have a theory, there's a hypothesis, I added a scene, there's a hit, I added a new scene, and you have to like figure out and it's like a slight variation on like not the number, but like her initials, which is kind of the most annoying part of the whole thing, to be honest with you. And then you end up with a scene where it's just a random kitchen somewhere in the next town over with a woman who just hung up the phone and she's making coffee, and then the thunder claps and she falls to the floor. And if you dig a little further, I don't remember if like the credits roll at this point or not. I don't think they do just yet. I think there's actually like another hidden, even deeper, like ARG kind of thing that I wasn't even going to go into. But you end up realizing now you remember you're like hearing this all from the perspective of the investigator who was investigating these 12 deaths.
Yep.
And the first body he saw was John in the entranceway.
Yep.
And, you're going through, his notes or whatever. And at some point you end up following this chain back from her, because she's not the end. The mom isn't the end.
Yeah.
There's like 6 or 7 other people that died. And then you end up remembering that you actually knew one of the people that you're like, oh, I knew that person. And it dawns on you, I'm next.
You're in the chain.
And so like, he's literally like, I got to figure out, like, I don't know how long I have left, but I got to type something interesting in the time I have left, such and such a thing. And so then that's like the end. At that point, you've gone through all the files, but there's this one thing that randomly there's like a hidden hangman game.
Okay.
and you just type hangman, like F, hangman, M, hangman. And so I did the like RSTLNE, you know what I mean? Like the fucking, what is that, Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, I think you had 13 guesses.
Okay.
And I guess like RSTLNEAMNOP nothing bloop. And it shows you basically like a little ASCII art hangman, and it says like, you know, like thank you, you know, you've done your duty. The implication being you playing the game are now the next one.
Yeah.
Because you know the guy who just died, and you're coming to that realization.
Gotcha.
But it was just such a masterful.
Do you ever figure out like what's killing the people, or it just like is totally
Nope, it's
left?
just like a curse.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
kind of an ambiguous sort of, which is slightly unsatisfying. Although I mean, like, it's a thunder, someone dies. Someone.
Yeah.
What else is it going to be other than magic hand wavy bullshit, right?
But
it just makes me want to explore some more text-based puzzle games. Because I've as far as I can tell, I've played every like puzzle game that's like worth playing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, like that makes so much sense because that's almost like because it's not even really, because the story of that is pretty linear, right? Like there aren't like multiple endings. Like the game is working you through, but it's like you're being an active participant in almost reading a book. Right? Like, you know what I mean? There is a story, and the game is
choose your own.
Yeah, exactly. It's not choose your own adventure because you're not like altering the outcome of the story, but it's participation. It is you have to write notes. You have to figure out what the people's names are. Like you get to be like a character in the book in a way that doesn't have to like, the character you're playing doesn't have to have like all these motivations and backstory that you don't have. You're just like, the character you're playing is someone trying to figure out what happened, which is you as the reader of the mystery novel, as it were. You know what I mean? So that's like such a fascinating thing because, I mean, that's why books are so popular and amazing, is because you can then, with good writing, create the world. You know what John looks like. You know where the billiards room is. You know what I mean? Like, and so that is very interesting to just all be communicated through text.
And it's what's really fascinating to me is how, like, I would be so curious as to how someone like you would play it versus someone like me versus someone like whatever, because like I actually went through a very specific sort of set of stages in order to figure out how to. You end up with information overload at some point, right? Because
I mean, 13 people, 23 scenes, 10 different rooms, like
so
too many data points to just hold.
It has to be like this. I don't know. Maybe everyone ends up with the same kind of solution. And by solution, I mean like solution to solving the problem of like, how do you keep track of shit?
Yeah.
At one point I had like, I pulled up MS Paint when there were 3 rooms and 4 characters, that was fine.
Yeah.
But then it was like, it's almost like when you fill out a sheet and you make like 4 nice columns and you start filling it in and then you find out there's a 5th thing. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it was like, make a new page. Like literally this was the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like bubbles. And for me, that was like, it was just the entrance, you know, the study. And what I was doing was I was writing numbers. So like if I found a scene where there was number 6 and number 10 in the billiards room.
Yeah.
I had like a structure where it was like, I copied the 4 squares that were like the rooms in the house in my head.
Uh-huh.
And so every scene, it was like, okay, I would write, you know, 1, 2, 3 in this one, 4 and 10 in this one. And then, so then what I could do is, because at some point you have to say, I haven't accounted for number 2, number 6, and number 7
Yep.
in this scene yet. I mean, towards the end, you can kind of brute force a little bit because you know all the rooms.
Yeah.
But you also don't know, are 2 and 3 in room A, or is it 2, 3, and 7 in room A, or is it 2 and 7 in room A, or that combination, or just 7, or just 3. There's a lot of permutations. So brute forcing isn't necessarily a solution, but it's what's fascinating is that I came up with like a nice little written sort of format, and I ended up like Googling something that was like adjacent to like a playthrough or something, and I saw that they had almost the identical.
Oh, like looking notes.
Yeah, and I guess like again, maybe this is just like this is what you have to do. But what I had was columns with 12 scenes. Sorry, 12 people.
Yeah.
And then 23 rows.
Yeah.
And so it's basically like scene 1, and we just X out.
Yep.
And that would just give you a vision. And then, then 12 would die, and I would just like black out the whole column.
Yep.
And then 11 would die, and I black out the column. And then it was like 10 died, and I blacked out the whole. And then that's when I saw like the.
You were like, okay.
Oh. Because like at that point, you've almost detached the numbers from the names.
Yeah.
Except for in my little columns here.
Yeah.
So otherwise I might not have known there was like a pattern to it. But I don't know. I just thought it was a really clever way of approaching things. I still think actually even spoiling the like story doesn't actually spoil the like, if you want to play an interesting puzzle game with a good story, you kind of generally know how it plays out. I left out a bunch of details.
Yeah.
The mystery isn't really part of it anyway. What the part of it is like, it's getting progressing through.
Yes. Yeah.
At some point, you're like, I don't know what to do. You need to figure out something's happening somewhere with someone.
Yeah.
And you have to go back through all the things and try to figure out. And there's one helpful thing, a little bit into the beginning, the middle beginning. They tell you that there's like a number in parentheses.
Okay.
Next to every scene that you've found already. So you type list and it shows all the scenes you found already.
Okay.
And it actually lets you name. You can say like name 1 John. And now everywhere that 1 would be, it would replace it with John. Nice. So you're filling in all these blanks.
Yeah.
And you can name the chapter. So you can be like, name like chapter 2, like Susie died.
Yeah.
But you find out that number is, this scene is referencing 2 other scenes that you haven't found yet. So you can go through and read it and say like, there's 2 hints in here somewhere.
Yeah.
That like, oh, he said something about Suzanne earlier was going to do a thing. Now like, well, what could she have done? And then you cross-reference. It's really, if you're like a puzzle nerd, it's worth playing.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I just realized it's a fucking browser game. It's free.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. It's a free browser game. On, I think it's itch.io. I want to say, yeah, if you just type in.
That's so.
Oh, and also it's the same guy who made another puzzle game I played, the Root Trees Are Dead. Oh, and Return of the Obra Dinn. Okay. Oh, and Her Story. Jesus, 3 really awesome games. I wonder which came first.
That's hilarious.
Huh.
Were those other games also text-based games?
No. Return of the Obra Dinn is like well known for having like an extremely unique. It's like all dithered, like almost like dot matrix printer looking graphics. Yeah, Google it. It's really cool looking.
Yeah. That's cool.
And Her Story is one where you're like watching police interviews. Now I see the resemblance here, because you're like you're using a computer terminal to search for like file names for the videos, and what you do is you basically listen to, and we talked about it before, but I wouldn't expect you to remember. It's like the interrogation of this woman,
Yeah.
who you think like killed her husband, but it's all broken up into like, some of them are 8-second segments, some of them are 30-second, and you got to figure out like, where is she lying, what is she referencing?
Yeah.
But that's all like acted with like a real actress, but it's like text based in the computer terminal, but you're only doing that to watch videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the root trees are dead is another one that has like a GUI, but that uses a computer, and it's like a faux Google internet Wikipedia search thing, which is really good. Yeah, I would recommend all of those games. They're by William Roos. Return to the Oberdin, Her Story, The Root Trees Are Dead. I've never heard of Unheard, which is ironic.
The Unheard edition.
The Unheard edition. Unheard, but I guess that's another game that they made.
I mean, he seems to be pumping out bangers.
Yeah. Anyway, I've talked too much about this.
No, that's sick. That's dope. And then this. So is this what type help? Is this a newer game or no? I guess it couldn't be if it's already being remastered. It couldn't be really that new.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was hoping that it would tell me like a remaster of the 1990, you know what I mean, or whatever. I think it came out after. Never mind. I'm lying. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's particularly old. I think it's fairly.
That is so interesting that it's already getting or not already, but that it is getting like a remaster into a 3D game. It'll still, I'm sure, be text-based and puzzle-based sleuthing, but that's interesting.
I mean, a year ago, I don't know. But it looks really fascinating in that like the interface is basically, it's like a computer, and I think you end up like, rather than typing things, there's like the rooms on the left where there's like a slider. And it looks like you probably end up like choosing the room, choose like the 7, 4, 1, 6, and then you like push it's a little steampunky.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, not really steampunk, but like almost like the Lost. Press the button.
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
Yeah.
Yep. That's dope, man. Hell yeah. How long did it take you to get through that? Was this a couple of days? Was this like a one sitting?
2 sessions.
Nice. That's cool.
So, yeah, maybe 10 hours or something.
That's dope.
Yeah, so now I got to find more text-based games to play.
Dude, I'm sure you're out there. Like, I love that. Like, I mean, you've played more games in the past like 2 years than I've played in my life. Like, in terms of just quantity of games.
Yeah, I've been cranking through
like
them, dude.
It's sick. Like, I love that there is someone out there like appreciating these games that people make. Like, I feel whenever we talk about this stuff, I feel like such a AAA slut. You know what I mean? I just play like the big games that come out, and
man, you're missing out.
There seems to be so much passion out there.
I'm like the roles are reversed in this sense, in that like, in terms of video game content, you're just like, you're eating all Whoppers and Big Macs.
Yes.
And I'm eating like a artisanal slider.
Yeah, yes. That though, like only 3 have been made. Dude, and I think of you every time somebody's like they don't make good games anymore. Like, gaming is dead. And I'm like, you know, you don't have to buy Call of Duty Black Ops 96. Like, there are other games out there. Like,
not every game worth playing is on Xbox Live Game Pass.
Yeah,
right now.
Yes, exactly, you know exactly. I mean? Not every game worth playing one of the top 10 streamers in the world is playing. You know what I mean? It's like there's probably a conversation to be had around maybe the AAA gaming space has declined because profits have, you know, been put over passion and stuff like that. But to say that there are no good games, it's like, oh man.
The problem is that like discoverability is so shit, which is like I don't want to
discoverability. Yeah.
This is something that like I don't know, I should make on like a second channel, but I should also make like main channel content first.
Yeah.
So like, but like I want to make like my top 25 puzzle games of all time.
Yeah.
Because like 20 of them no one ever talked about until randomly someone was like, I played this really niche game. No one's ever.
Yeah.
And that's how I discovered like fucking Outer Wilds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like now the GOAT, so it's just so frustrating. If I go to, I've been doing this like every other day, and every day I forget and I'm disappointed. If you go to Steam and you click on puzzle, I'm going to read to you just in order of what I see. Okay. When I'm in puzzle, like when I say puzzle game, what do you think?
I have no idea. I mean, I've never played
probably be all games I've played that I've talked about.
Yes, genuinely.
Human Fall Flat is the first one.
Okay.
The Case of the Golden Idol is a puzzle game. Car Mechanics Simulator 2021. Parcel Simulator. Dispatch, which like was GOAT, like game of the year for sure for me, but it's not a puzzle game. The new Resident Evil, which is like it's a game with a puzzle, like with some puzzles, but like it's not a puzzle game.
Resident Evil.
For the Star Wars
Atomic
Jedi
Heart.
Fallen Order, Atomic Heart, like none of these are puzzle games, man. Not like there's like almost none of these I would consider a puzzle game.
Yeah.
It's like they're fucking
I wouldn't have considered Dispatch a puzzle game.
It's just not.
Hard Space Shipbreaker?
Not a puzzle game. Like, because if a game has you make a decision.
It's Steam's putting it in the puzzle game.
Yeah, like physics. Okay, Polybridge. I don't know. I mean, maybe you like consider it a puzzle game, but like, is Bejeweled a puzzle game?
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is not a puzzle game.
Lego Voyagers. I'm assuming that's like some Minecraft shit or something. Stationeers, I think, is like a colony building simulator. Heartspray, Viewfinder is a puzzle game, and it was great. I had to like search through the depths of fucking Mordor to find a game already in my library.
Yeah, a puzzle game.
So then I have to go to Reddit, and I go to Reddit, and I search for, like in all the Reddit threads ever that are like the greatest puzzle games of all time. Okay, and one of the first ones I see is 2048. You know that game?
2048? Is it
It's
Anno?
it's like that swiping like mobile game where like you take 2 1 tiles and you combine them and it becomes 2, and then the 2s become 4.
2048. Yes.
Like, is that a puzzle game?
No. Yeah, it's not a puzzle game in the way that I know you want puzzle games like.
Yeah, no. And it's like, and then, every other post is every other person saying blueprints, which is like, yeah, I get it. The Seance at Blake Manor, yeah. But like World of Goo or whatever, like, it's not.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know, dude.
Very
it's just like I just have this sense that there are so many incredible games out there that like all the people whose opinions matter who have played the incredible games like aren't going out and saying like, I've never heard anyone ever say Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
Yeah.
ever anywhere. I've never seen anyone say it. I've never heard anyone. It's never in like any. It's just, and yet it was like one of the most incredible games I've ever played.
Yeah, the discoverability seems to be tough if that's how wide Steam is categorizing puzzle games. Then, and how niche some of the amazing ones are. Like, yeah, how would you ever find them? We'll just turn this into Indie Game the podcast instead of Indie Game the movie.
Yeah, we still have to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm destined to like watch. Dude, I keep every like other day I want to like reference something from that. I referenced it yesterday, literally yesterday with my dad, because I've been going through and I've been using I'm going to get 9 emails from this. I've been using Photoshop to basically make like the blueprint, like the schematics for a bunch of built-in cabinets and shelving me and my dad are going to make.
Yeah.
Photoshop is not the tool for that.
No, yeah.
But like I don't want to buy anything. I don't even want to like watch the like top 5 house design apps. I just don't.
Yeah.
So what I do is I go, okay, every inch is 100 pixels.
Okay.
And then from there, I can draw a 100 pixel line and a 150 pixel line for the 1.5 inch trim. And I can just, and it works.
Yeah.
It's not the right tool,
but it works.
And and so I've been going through and like iterating. But once I got to the like third thing, I'm like, oh, all the first ones I did, the schematic, because I don't know how to draw like schematics, like where to put measurements, whether or not you want to put like the lines to do like an internal measurement versus like the out, like whatever, right? But by the time I got done with the third one, I'm like, I need to redo the first one, which is like one of the main themes of Indie Game the movie with the guy Fez. He's like, I need to redo all the pixel art for the levels 1 through 50 because now that I'm on 51, I'm like way better at pixel art.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I referenced that. I've been using Photoshop and like unironically ChatGPT to design, and it's incredible because I'll give it just a wireframe Photoshop boxes, and I'm like, render this. I want white oak floors, white walls.
Yeah.
I want you to make it with a blue trim with like a pine shelves and like a live edge count, and it like renders it beautifully. And then I'm like, okay, move that shelf down 6 inches, and it adds an elephant, and like it's like incredible how good it is at some things and how utterly garbage it is at other things.
Yeah. So that being said, that's actually a funny. I'm trying to find the dude. I'm trying to find the article. Oh, yes. Okay, so all that being said, you said you're using ChatGPT, and that just reminded me. So other gaming news. Did you see the whole DLSS 5 debacle?
Yes.
What's your take on that?
So
I can go. I can go first if you want.
It's really simple for me. I saw it. I don't recognize any of the games or any of the characters or anything, any of the people. And so what I thought visually was all of that looks better. It all looks better.
Yeah. So
like divorced from that, I'm like, cool, man. That's like really awesome technology.
Yeah.
Once it starts, it gets past the threshold where it's like, that wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like if I made a game, I wouldn't want NVIDIA to be fucking changing anything.
Yeah.
So that whole thing is where I think, but nobody's mad about that. Everybody's mad that they're like, oh, that soccer player doesn't look anything like the other soccer player. It's like,
so it's interesting. You definitely have like, the internet being the internet and like, like freaking out. Like AI. It's like, what did you think all the other DLSSs were, right? Like it's all, like artificial intelligence and all this kind of stuff. But so to me, my take on it is some of the stuff they showed looks incredible. 10 out of 10. It's that not everything they showed looks incredible. So like I'll copy and paste this link because this is like right on the DLSS on the NVIDIA thing. And my problem where I was like, oh, what the hell? And then this has been my problem is that sometimes it genuinely looks like a TikTok filter. And sometimes it looks like next generation technological breakthrough. And I can't like make heads or tails of it. So on that page, when you scroll down, the very first Resident Evil Requiem picture that you can like slide the thing back and forth.
Yeah.
That very first one where she's standing in that
I think that
alley.
I have 2 notes on that. One, the first I have to say is this, oh God. Is this next gen graphics?
Is this next gen graphics?
God damn it. It's not going to work, is it? Oh, okay. So yeah, that's my first thing is that like
I like the chest off the side.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
scroll up though to the one above that. This one. Okay? This is the one. The filter changes the shape of her eyes and the shape of her nose and the shape of her lips. Like, in backlash, the backlash to this was like, why would I want NVIDIA applying AI filters? And they're like, it's not a filter. There are no new assets. All it's doing is changing lighting. And I'm like, her eyes
that's objectively wrong.
Are not the same size, bro.
No. What this is the equivalent of saying, here's a photo of me, turn it into like a cartoon avatar. Like it's what this might as well have been is you take the screenshot and you pop it in a chat GPT and say, render this photo realistically with a camera. Like it's
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. This is garbage. Like you could say that the lighting looks better with the DLSS 5 on, but what I'm saying is like the fact that it is completely changing the like artistic integrity of like how this woman is supposed to look. If you scroll down to a couple of the other ones, like the soccer one,
I wonder if it unironically like added people like in the background, or if that's just like
maybe I don't know. And so the fact that that's the first one, some of the soccer ones look amazing. Like I don't know.
I'll go to that in a sec. I have to ask though, is this in the year of our Lord 2026? What PlayStation 1 ass graphics?
That's the other thing too. Same with the picture above, where it's like there's no way that that's like running on a modern PC. Like they definitely turned the graphics down so that they could apply the filter and make it look better.
Yeah,
100%.
This is for sure just lighting.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Some of them, it looks better. Like, look at it. As you swipe across, the shape of nothing on her face changes at all.
Yeah,
it is just the lighting. And you're like, oh, that looks pretty cool. But that first one is like genuinely like a TikTok slopification filter.
See, like, but all I can think about in this is that, like, what if I wanted the scene to be dark? Like, fuck you. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Like, okay. And then is there like okay.
And like that one looks, that looks fine. Once again, I don't know if that is like a actual person that's not supposed to look like that, but there's once again nothing about that like offends me because it doesn't change the shape of the person's face or anything. That looks more like, art, like all the, RTX on, RTX off. And they showed some of these, like there aren't any of the screenshots here, but someone
is saying it doesn't look like Van Dijk, whatever his name is.
Okay.
If this doesn't look like him, cool, but does this look like him?
Yeah.
Because they look the same. So either it looks like him, like either both look like him, or either both don't.
Yeah. The Starfield ones are funny because Starfield notoriously looked bad.
The Starfield I saw and was like, yo, Starfield would have been sick if it looked like this.
Yeah. Like some of the Starfield ones look kind of goofy, but some of the Starfield ones look kind of good.
when you have like a really good casting director that hires an actress to play the person from the book that looks just like them, but it's not the same person. Like that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this. No, not this one. This one added fucking 15 years though. Sorry, girlfriend, but here you're like might as well be 19. Here she's 53.
And then if you scroll down to a lot of like the fantasy ones, like they did some like Oblivion remastered stuff that's more like environment based as opposed to like face based. It looks...
I don't want a fleshy Dobby.
Yeah.
Any more fleshy than we need to be.
But like some of the ones that are like of the environment, like like scroll down that one, that looks incredible. Like the lighting is just like insanely cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's so weird that they like led with the like most prominent image they're using to promote this is that first one, which is so obviously the most egregious, like awful one.
Well, because it was hot chick filter dot apply.
Yeah.
It literally like made her like lips full. It made her lips bigger.
Yeah, it's insane. So it's like, and then and so there was like they posted the trailer for it, and everybody was like, "Ew, this is kind of gross." And then they're like, "I don't want NVIDIA adding AI slop filters." And then they were like, "It's not a filter. We're just redynamically flux capacitoring the lighting." And then I'm like, the double down on that makes me even more iffy because I'm like, because I wasn't like an all out hater. I wasn't like, this is ass. I was just like, sometimes it looks really cool and sometimes it looks really ass. And then they're like, but it's not a filter at all. We're not really adding anything. They're like, I think they said no new assets. It's all just like recompiling the lighting or whatever. And I was like,
there's no new asset. Like, okay, there's no new assets when you tell ChatGPT to
take this thing and then just make it
to make me
Studio
blonde.
Ghibli. Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. It was just like a funny little, the memes that have come out of it have been like so freaking funny. Like I saw a meme and it was like DLSS 5 off and it was a picture of Proper, and then DLSS 5 on and it was like a picture of Danny DeVito. And it was just like the memes coming out of it have been really great. But
what is that, me or you?
I think that's you.
Why is my wife vacuuming? God damn it.
The memes have been good.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so it's really like technologically, I think it's cool that this stuff is progressing and like there's more like stuff that we can do to make things look more realistic. But this just kind of, I don't know, this feels like a different thing than like RTX on, RTX off, where it's just like reflections off of water and, path trace lighting and all that kind of stuff. This just feels like in an age where like, I'm sure you've heard about like Instagram and like TikTok and like all, like when you just open the camera, they like auto apply filters. Like YouTube started doing that too. Like Linus Tech Tips made a whole video about that where like they're like applying these subtle like beauty filters on people without asking. You're not putting it on. Like in a world where like the filter and the edited photo and all this kind of stuff just like always already makes everybody look different, and there's already this rejection of it. The marketing of this being specifically on people's faces feels like a miss. Like they should have marketed this as environments and what it does to environments, and had one or two scenes where it showed people, and but they went full blown people focused, and it just feels like it like you said, it just feels like ChatGPT make me pretty.exe. And it's just like, it just landed.
I can't wait
wrong.
till it absolutely butchers like Oblivion physics, like someone flying through the air, like, but the graphical equivalent. I can't wait.
Yeah,
because like that's the shit I'm talking about. So like I design like this is just a little thing I put together where it's like a little bit of cabinetry, right? And I'm like render it, how I think I might want it, and it's like it cut off the right side or whatever. But like in general, this is perfect for what I need to like show Meg,
Yeah.
right? To have her see like what I'm thinking in terms of a design. So like already to go from this to like that is like incredible in terms of like how powerful the tool is.
For sure.
And then I'm like, okay, but then like the microwave is here, right? So I'm like move the shelf down. And it's like, okay. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? You know what I mean?
That's so good.
But it's just wild how like
yeah,
it's obviously not perfect, but
that's
like
amazing. Yeah, that's
that gives me
amazing.
no, and the crazy part is that like it totally hallucinated the fact that these are like wine holders.
Oh,
And it thought there were lights, and I'm like, yo, actually down lights
lighting,
in here
yeah,
would be.
yeah.
So like now me and my dad are gonna fucking add lights, and it was like happy accident.
Yeah.
But
so that's just been like a funny gaming news thing, man. And it's like the reaction has just not been. And when they showed it off, they showed it locally. There was some convention. I don't think it was CS, but there's some convention where they showed it off. They had the PC that was running it. They had a 5090 in there for playing the game, and they were running just DLSS 5 on a separate 5090 in the rig. They don't have it working on like one GPU yet. And so everybody was like, bro, they
shut down the Large Hadron Collider for this demo.
Yeah, they were like, in what universe is this gonna help anybody that's has like a 4060 or whatever?
Now, so is that I forget, is that something that like you need to implement as a developer, or is that like an NVIDIA thing that you can toggle on in like NVIDIA game driver software or whatever, so it'll apply to like?
That's a great question.
Because like I think it wouldn't be a big deal. It wouldn't be, honestly, in my opinion, it wouldn't be a big deal if it was something that you needed to like install, like Steam Audio, right? Like if Steam Audio was adding in, like fucking I couldn't think of the name of Old Town Road. Was the most absurd song I could think of, even though it's kind of a banger.
Yeah.
If it just added Old Town Road into like rain footage all the time.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be a big deal if you're just a developer and you're like, I'm just not going to add Steam Audio to my game.
Yes, you don't have to add it. Tarkov is always kind of a little bit behind, and they're like every couple of big patches they add a new DLSS version. So it's like you don't. Yeah, you could, as a developer, you could just not implement DLSS 5 for sure. Yeah. So that was just that was funny. That was a funny little gaming tidbit. The memes have been excellent. But
now we spent the entire podcast talking about anything other than Tarkov and Marathon.
I mean, that's freaking great, bro. And if you don't like it, I got a couple of these for you.
Yo, get fucked.
But yeah, no, I mean, honestly, dude, I haven't gamed a lot this week. I had some friends come into town last weekend, and then I know, humans. And then like yesterday, my dad like surprised us and came into town. I haven't seen my dad in like a year and a half, genuinely. And he had like a trade show for his work in Orlando. So he just like drove up and saw us, and then he drove up to see my brother today. So yesterday and today I was hanging out with my dad all day. So I actually haven't been doing a whole lot of gaming this week, but so that's been cool. Family time is always good. Haven't seen my dad in forever. I love my dad. But in terms of gaming over on my side of the pond, it really is just Marathon. The love and the addiction for Marathon grows. Genuinely, every week when we have the podcast, I'm always like, I don't even know if I'm going to like this game in a week. And then the week later, I'm always like, damn, I like it more than I thought I would. But I don't know. At any moment, it could fall off. And then like all I've been thinking about these past 2 days is playing Marathon.
I'm so fascinated.
It's crazy.
Because like having such a shallow understanding of it, I'm just fascinated as to there must be so much there that I don't know anything about, right?
And I think there is. I think there's like visually not like, but mechanically there. I mean, like, dude, like I haven't used I've put 100 hours in the game since it came out. I haven't used 50+% of the items in the game. Of the weapon attachments, I haven't used the cores, the implants. I like just the what was the last day I played? Monday, Tuesday. So just Tuesday, I was like learning about like how the like finding materialist plus. So one of the things I like about the game is like, so there's all the gear in the game, and then any piece of gear. So so it's like enchantments from Tarkov, right? You know, when they added the whole enhancement system. But imagine that, but cool instead of ass. So it's like any piece of gear can just randomly get one of 4 or 5 traits. I'm going to call them enchantments because I think that's funnier. And they change how you use the item. So like one is called enduring. If you have something that's enduring, every time you survive a raid with it, the value of selling that to the traders is increased. So it creates this like, it creates this cool thing where like this backpack I would normally only sell for like 100 credits, but now I have it, it's 5,000 credits. Do we keep running it or do I sell it? And the thing is,
the risk return
is
there.
if you die, it doesn't reset. The guy that kills you picks up this bag that's normally a piece of garbage gear, hovers over it and goes, 5,000 credits? What the fuck? And now they take that bag out, and that creates a cool, big dopamine moment off of a piece of shit gear. I love that.
And is that what types of items, or maybe it's all of them, I don't know.
Can
like,
have
are
that?
you doing that with, like normally when you have a gun in Tarkov, you never have a gun to sell. A gun is so big and bulky, like you're almost never gonna, you're almost always gonna use them, right?
Yeah.
So is it like, are you taking in like backpacks?
Yes.
And the backpack is the thing. Like, what is
so
it?
that it can happen on guns, bags, shields, cores, and implants. So not like attachments. It's not that granular where you like have to keep track of 20 things. But basically every large piece of gear you equip, it can be on. And so that's just one. That's enduring. One is called materialist, and that means any piece of like, so like basically the loot in Marathon is broken into salvage and treasure. Treasure, there's no use for it other than selling it for money. And salvage is like all
a golden cat or whatever the fuck.
Salvage is what you would use for barters, for faction upgrades, and that kind of stuff. So that's all the like stuff you're then going to use. Materialist means any piece of, you know, gray or green salvage that you have in your backpack, it gives you an extra one. So if you had a stack of 5 of one thing and you had a piece of materialist gear on, it gives you 6 instead. If you had a stack of this thing, of 5 of this thing, but you had 5 pieces of materialist gear on, when you extract, you get 10 instead of 5. So
okay, so it's however many of those pieces you're wearing, that's like the overall aggregate bonus to your character, that whenever you loot something, it gives you
an extra one. But it's only when you extract. But then you can also find even rarer items that are with Materialist Plus. And Materialist Plus does that same effect, but for blue and purple rarity items. So like the purple rarity, barter materials are very hard to come by. Like I may have only found like 20 of them, and you might need 150 to fully upgrade your faction trees. And when you find them, it's almost always in a stack of 1, and they're rare. But if I had 3 pieces of Materialist Plus on, when I leave that raid, I get 4 instead of 1. But that Materialist Plus gear is rare. And so it's like, there's all these really cool, like, that help give extra dopamine to like regular items. And then the third one is called Bloodthirsty. And I think you can only get Bloodthirsty on a gun. But if you get a gun that's Bloodthirsty, the value of it increases every time you down a runner, and it resets when you get downed. Not when you get full killed, when you get downed.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like
almost like almost, yeah, okay. I was gonna say stat tracker, but not quite,
but similar. You have a you have an HK and you killed 50 people with it. You sell it for like fat stacks of cash. There's like, that's like, this is my AK that I killed a bunch of people with, and I sell it and I make a ton of money.
When you have a shit ton of money in Marathon, what do you do with it?
So you spend it on things. So the more you upgrade the more the more you upgrade your factions, the more it's very much like at level 4 proper you can buy more items than at level 1 proper, right? It's very similar to that across the factions, but shit's expensive. Like shit's expensive. Like I have 200,000 space credits in my stash, and that like people are like, where the fuck did you get all that money? Assuming I had nothing in my stash, if I bought like a purple backpack, which is the biggest bag you can find, is like 12K. And then like
5% of your
for a backpack. And then like a gun, like a rarer gun might be 12K with no attachments on it.
So what if you found like that backpack and it had Materialist 1?
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Because the backpack could have that.
Yes.
That seems like would be fucking 100K.
Yeah. I saw a dude, I was playing with somebody who had a gun, and the base value of the gun was like 3K. It was like a mid-tier gun. And he was like, when you go into a raid, it shows you the value of your entire kit. And he was like, why is the value of my kit like 70K? And he hovered over the gun, and he just hadn't realized we hadn't died all day, and the gun was enduring. So every time we survived a raid, it increased in value, and the gun was worth like 25K. And he was just like, what the? And just immediately sold it. He just had no idea.
That's so interesting, and that like it creates.
Yes.
It's this weird, like long-term. I just found a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But like drawn out, because at some point you're like 25K. I can get 5 guns for this.
Yes.
For this one gun. The one gun itself isn't necessarily incredible. Like you could turn it in for 5 identical performing guns.
Yes.
Or do you go in with it
and risk it?
But see, it has to. Does it like double?
No,
it can't be 5K every time.
No.
Then there's no point.
I don't know if there's a diminishing return, but it doesn't like double. It just goes up by like a set amount each time. But
I suppose if it's rarer, if it's so rare that you can't just like buy a backpack with enduring 1, then it would be pointless if it went up linearly.
And it's so cool because like it breaks okay, so one of the things I've always struggled with in extraction shooters with the like color rarity system, right? Gray, green, blue, purple, gold, red, better, is that's just like, it takes all of what was fun about Tarkov is like figuring out what felt better and what didn't. Oh, I like this handguard. I like this AK. There's 17 AKs. This one has low recoil. And the AK-101 wasn't purple and the AK-74N was gray. You just kind of figured that out. And what this does is it shakes up that system, because a gray or green implant with Materialist Plus is worth much more to me than a purple implant, because the purple implant is going to do what that implant does better. So if the green implant is like plus 20% stamina, the purple version is going to be plus 50% stamina. That's way better. But Materialist Plus is so rare and can make me so much money over the long term. I'm dropping the purple material for the gray one. There are like, I just made a tip. I made a video that's my editors are working on it, how to make money in Marathon. And one of the tips I give is like, stop only looking at gear you want to take out. The amount of times people kill a guy and they loot him and then they see this gun and they're like, oh, I don't really like that gun, but it was enduring. Hover over it. You don't realize that guy had it for 20 raids and it's worth 18K. You don't want to take that gun if it's worth 2K, but you want to take that gun if it's worth 18K. And so
you won't know unless you hover over it. So you almost have to look at everything.
It'll show that it's enduring, but it won't show the value unless you hover over it.
Yeah, every item is a fucking, and you don't have to identify it like Tarkov or whatever.
Correct.
But it's almost as if like every item is a loot box.
Yes.
It's the searching.
Yes.
Nothing, right?
Yes. And so like that kind of stuff. So once again, like that, we started this conversation saying like, the more I play, the more I'm into it. Like it was just Tuesday. I found a couple of pieces of Materialist Plus and then started crafting in my mind. Like, oh, okay, Outpost is like the labs. That's like the end game map. We go there, we get, okay, so I need to build like a whole kit of Materialist Plus, go in stacked with my boys and then start pulling the mats. And then the mats are going to start duplicating my stash. Like, and I'm 100 hours in. And I was having so much fun with that. Another thing, the other thing that I've been like really enjoying about Marathon is they nailed what I personally, not everybody, always wanted Tarkov keys to be. So it's so funny. I made a video. I could pull up the video maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And the video was just like, hey, I'm going to spitball an idea. Let me know what you think. And everybody in the comments hated it, bro. And my thing was like, what if red keycard on labs was one-time use, but every single time the key was like fucking insane? And like right now, red keycard is like, I'm making up this number, but it's like a 1 in a million chance to find it, right? Let's make it like a 1 in 10,000 chance to find. So it's still a rare key, but it's only one-time use. So now more people are going to find red keycards because BSG currently balances it by just being like 7 people are going to find a red keycard this wide because that's how rare it is. More people will find them, but it's not an unlimited use. And it's going to be fucking stacked. A guarantee. When you turn that key, your mind is blown. And that is exactly how marathon keys are. Every key is one-time use. And they even have a mechanic. So you know how the traits I was telling you about, like bloodthirsty or whatever, keys can have a trait. And the trait is a key can be fragile. Meaning if you get...
Every time you use it, it has a chance to destroy it?
No, because they're all only one-time use keys. A fragile key means if you get downed, it deletes itself. It breaks.
No, that's the... Oh,
not even full killed.
So
if you get downed, it deletes. And
so you'll like play different if you're carrying
completely
that key.
Different. And so there's blue, purple, and gold rarity keys. And dude, the keys in that game are what I wanted. Like if you find a purple or gold key, you are leaving loot behind because of how much dope ass shit is in those rooms. And then that's, so many games have been criticized for never having that moment, that stressful moment where your like knees are weak because you have so much loot. And that's how you do it. Yeah, mom spaghetti. I haven't found a single gold key yet. They're rare, but I found a couple purple keys and we've looted a couple purple keys and those purple keys were fucking stacked. And all 3 of us had like S tier loot. And now it's like, I want to get out of this raid. Like,
yeah,
and then I've had the moment. I had a moment where I unlocked the key. I found a purple bag, a purple shield, literally S tier loot. And while we were in the room looting, another team, because it was a high traffic area, rolled up and just wiped us. I didn't even get to take it out of the room. And I was so pissed. But then I was like, that's the addiction. That's how an extraction shooter gets you. Not by being fun every raid.
You're on the other end of that is why you play.
Exactly. So
it's, and that's kind of like a sort of a metaphor. The way extraction shooters being good versus bad, or like, I don't want to say good versus bad, that's subjective, but like this end of the spectrum versus this end of the spectrum in terms of risk, reward, fun, challenge, hardcore, whatever, is kind of similar to the like key example in a way. And that like the way that Tarkov does it is like, it's incredibly rare to get a thing, like let's say a key card. You get the key card but it's infinite use.
Yeah.
But because it's infinite use, they can't make it God tier.
They can't.
So instead, they make it so that it's 1 out of every fucking 12 runs you manage to survive and get there is good, and the rest of them are just like, you wonder if there was a vacuum cheater, right?
Exactly.
In the run. But it's like, or you could make it so that like everyone gets, like 1 every 2 days they play. And it's like it's a guarantee, but
because that doesn't mean if you find a key and the key is going to be juiced, that's not a guarantee you get that loot out of the raid. So it's not like the math is always everyone gets 1 key and then everyone always gets all that loot, because sometimes you die on the way out, right? And so yes, bro.
But if you just think about the overall dopamine, the overall enjoyment is like everyone gets a hit.
Yes.
Everyone gets 1 hit rather than one person smoking the worst quality drug.
Yes, dude, exactly.
One guy.
And that's what it was, right? That's what it was in Tarkov. You would really only ever see like streamers running red because they had 70 million rubles to buy, 40 million for red, 20 million for black. This is back in the day. The key cards are worthless now, but like back in the day, red, if you found a red and you sold on the flea market, that set your whole wipe up. Well, that's just because 7 people could afford to just like run labs 24/7. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that it fundamentally is different. In Tarkov, you find a key and then it became a grind. It was like a MMO thing, right? Where you just play this dungeon until you get
the numbers game.
Yes. Whereas in Marathon, it's like there's dopamine when you find the key because you're like, oh shit. And then there's the dopamine when you loot the key because you're like, oh my God, this is so sick. And like you said, everybody gets a hit. A more casual gamer is going to find a purple key eventually, and they're going to open it. Like, I have 10,000 hours in Tarkov. I found 2 red key cards. You know what I mean? So it's like, it gets to spread the love without, oversaturating the economy. And then, they have a cool feature where like, there's no flea market. So you can't just buy the keys you want whenever you want. And the way that you can kind of like buy the keys is from the traders. When you fully unlock them, you can buy key templates. So basically it's like, I buy a purple key template. In order for this key template to become a key, I have to go into a raid with it and then extract that raid with it still in my backpack. Once I've extracted that raid, it rolls for what key it's going to turn into. And there's a small chance that whatever key template you have, it can go 1 tier above. So there's a small chance that if you buy a blue key template, it can turn into a purple key when you extract, and a small chance that a purple key template can turn into a gold key. And so it's like, that system is cool. It's a little arbitrary, like buy the key, then go into a raid, then extract the raid, then have the key, then go take it back in the raid. But I at least like that what it isn't is I can't just buy the Dire Marsh key on Trader Reset, you know what I mean? Or off the flea market, because then it forces the map flow. Once again, you can't, in Marathon, under any circumstances, farm a key. You can just try to get keys, and then those keys are sending you to different maps and different places, and that's worth it to you because the loot is good. So like, those are 2 things. The traits and the keys are like, have me super loving those aspects of Marathon right now.
But I feel like that is not being married to the like hyper realism aspect and being more, I don't even know what you'd call it, like alternate reality, whatever, future hype, whatever, alt future, steam, alt punk,
goth core,
garden metal, is that like you can do the opposite of what the bad thing that BSG did constantly, which is, what is the real world thing that is just like a thing that you can, that exists, that can happen, like, a broken leg can happen, put it in the game.
I had 100 comments on my video about red key cards saying keys don't break after you use them one time. And I'm like, shoot me in the face, please. Actually. Because what is cool about not being married to the realism thing is that you can start from the other end and you can say, what's the experience we want you to have? What's the gameplay loop we want? What's the thing? And then you can just arbitrarily, you said arbitrary, but who fucking cares? Exactly. It's not everything is arbitrary in a fictional world. It's all arbitrary. Exactly.
The Harry Potter's a fucking, why is his name Harry? Seems awfully fucking random. It's like, because you just make shit up. It's hand wavy.
Exactly.
But it allows you to have this gameplay loop, this feature, this experience that like adds to the game in some way.
But when that's in service of an experience you want the players to have, you find success creating that experience more, as opposed to having to make this pit stop through, but also, is it realistic? And then filtering that through the experience. And then you're just like, damn. So like, that's cool. So systems like that have me more gripped than I thought a week ago after the launch, or even the week before that after the server slam. Like, I mean, I've been telling you every week where I'm like, I'm having more fun than I think, but I really don't know how long. And it's just like, like I said, dude, this is having a Tarkov effect on me, where the more I play, the more I want to play. The more I play, the more I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize how this system and that system could interact. I'm just now getting to the point where I'm like looking for specific cores and implants, because I can finally start to notice that when I have more agility, I can jump higher and I can get over these obstacles and I can get height better. Like, and you're just like, it's just starting to. And so I really think if they can hold on to a player base long enough to really let this game cook, like we talked about that last week where Destiny like hit its peak concurrent player base like 5 years after it came out. Like I think there's a thing here. And then there's a lot of new stuff coming out. So like they're doing a ranked mode, and that's coming out. And dude, we don't have to get into that because that's like you need a freaking like PhD to get that. Basically, like the ranked mode is like what they want is a lot more like you pick how balls to the wall you want to go, and then you're either rewarded for that or not. So basically the way the ranked mode works is you have to purchase a tag to get into the ranked mode. And you can purchase these tags in different price quantity. And basically the tag you're purchasing is your score target. So if I purchase a bronze tag, that means in this raid, I have to get 500 rank points in order to start progressing on my rank. And the rank points are determined by like the value of the loot. It's once again, it's a complicated system. But from a 10,000 foot view, you can also purchase a gold holo tag or a platinum holo tag. And that is increasing the amount of loot you need to find in raid in order to start making progress on your rank. But it means if you do, you progress faster. So it's like a ranked mode where you're basically putting your nuts on the table and you're like, we're gonna buy the platinum tags, but that means we like have to kill like 9 people this raid and extract with all their shit in order to progress. And so it's like, it's an interesting, I have no idea how I feel about it yet. I'm going to need to play it, but it's at least intriguing. You know what I mean? Because I honestly just don't know if ranked is ever going to work in an extraction shooter. To me, if I'm 100% honest, it feels like it's just like fundamentally against the grain of the ethos of what an extraction shooter is. Maybe they'll lock it in. Maybe they'll figure something out 2 years from now. I don't know, but I do find it interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if I'll have at least one person probably in my chat that'll give me shit for this, but like I've never really understood like leaderboards in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like a game like either Diablo or like PoE, because it's like I remember like randomly someone in chat talking about, they're like grinding the leaderboards, and it's like I play all day long or whatever, and I'm like 98,000 on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the top 10, what is it?
Yeah.
Like the leaderboard is there for the people when you don't paginate the leaderboard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I wonder if the ranked marathon will be similar in that way, where it's like, it's for a very specific subset of people that like, now there are some people who are like, will never be up there on the leaderboard that still, for some reason that I guess I just don't understand, which is fine, but it's like engage with that in a way. But like, unless I'm in the top 10,000 of a thing, I don't care.
No, I think you're right. I think like the two ways leaderboards and ranked work are, like fan service for the top 100 players that get their top 100 badge and they're in the top 100, whatever. Or, I mean, like you have like your Counter Strikes, right? Which is like the rank you are is so tied into like a person's perception of how good they are at the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm never going to be, I don't know what any of the ranks are. Global Elite. Is that a high one? Okay.
That's the high. Okay. That's the highest.
I'm never going to be that, but I've always been this, and I'm getting better, and I'm getting closer to this. And it's like, that can be a
silver one.
Yeah. So that is a example of a system working really well for the player base from top to bottom. And both of them happen all the time. And I really don't know what like an extraction shooter is going to look like, because it is the whole, like, there's like bronze 1, 2, and 3, silver 1, 2, and 3, gold 1, 2, and 3, platinum 1, 2, and 3. So it's like a whole thing. And, Ziegler, the game dev, talking about, he kind of quote tweeted the ranked announcement, and he was saying stuff like, the spirit, a lot of the rules are built around testing what you think about what you're anteing, how you're using it to get more than what you brought in. And we want to make sure the outcome of PvP interactions and high value events in this mode can be lucrative against your ante, and provide you with the option to get even more out of the session if you take the risk to do so. In other words, ranked is you're going to be rewarded for taking risks, but taking risks also means you're putting yourself in danger of losing something. The further you advance in rank, the more you can risk. So on one sense, I can almost see it being in the spirit of the extraction shooter, where when you're late wipe Tarkov and you have 100 million rubles, you're no longer actually risking anything because you lose that HK and you got 1,000 HKs, right? But if you're good enough to stack up $10 million in Marathon, that doesn't necessarily mean you're good enough to get it into Platinum. Yeah. And so now when you lose rank points, it feels like you're losing gear. So maybe there is like a spiritual line to walk there. I don't know.
Yeah, wait, no, I feel that's really a really, really good point. Yeah, like you get to end game, it's like, now what? But it's like no one ever asks now what in Valorant.
Yes, never.
That's because the point is to keep going, bitch. Are you global yet? No.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yes. That's such a good point. And I literally hadn't thought about this until we were talking right now, by the way. Like, yeah, this is super interesting. Yeah. And then the other
Jesse.exe stuff.
Sorry.
I was wondering, I'm like, did I just disconnect from the Matrix?
Yeah. And then the only other thing with Marathon is that their fourth map is opening up, Cryo. And this is where the rubber meets the road with some of the stuff you had talked about in the past too, where you're like, okay, people keep telling me about how Marathon is going to have these like Destiny raid style mechanics and an extraction shooter, but like, where is it? This is it. So this is the...
Wait, I've said
Well,
that?
no, you had mentioned that I have, like in a previous episode, you had mentioned that I had been talking about that and you were like asking if those are in the game. And I'm like, no, none of it's in the game yet. I'm the one that's been talking about that. But the, so this is that. So like there's been a huge ARG, like crazy complex ARG. Like, I don't know. I'm glad people find that fun because that seems very stressful to me. But the ARG has...
I'm glad people find that fun.
Has unlocked Cryo Archive, which is the fourth map, which is coming tomorrow. And they did like a whole... Like they keep... Like in the patch notes for the patch, they were like, Cryo Archive is in the game. Good luck finding it. And then like they keep... Like the game director keeps tweeting like, it's harder than you think. And then like they released like a whole Twitter article.
It's longer than you think.
It's longer than you think. About it, and they're like, hey, like you're gonna die a lot. But it's really interesting. There's like 7. It's like the map is built around 7 vaults, and the vaults have like really high tier loot, and it's like super high tier PvP. You have to have a kit worth a certain amount to even get in. So it's like you can't just like hatchet run labs, loot a container, find a 5.7 and kill a guy. So there's like you're gonna run into geared people. It's we know that one of the so all the AI we've been fighting in the game so far have been robots. But in the lore of Marathon, there are many alien species, and one of the species, the 4, are some of the AI, the compilers. I think they're the 4. They might be the Spit. I'm sorry to my Marathon lore heads out there. But so that's coming tomorrow. I'm very intrigued. Crazy high tier. I mean, so the idea is like the highest tier PvP with the highest tier PvE enemies with the most insane loot if you can solve Destiny raid style puzzles. So it's one of those things where it's like, on paper, you're like, yeah, sure, this sounds like a generational experience. Is it going to be, this guy found a way to glitch into the room 7 seconds into the thing? You know what I mean? Like, so, so that's the only other like Marathon news is that like one of the big things in the bad column for me in Marathon is that there aren't enough maps. Like there are 3 maps right now. One of them I don't really ever want to play, Perimeter. So there are 2 maps right now for me. So it's like, I've been really intrigued to get this. And then also, I think this is like the first, like, I'm not going to judge Marathon's entire end game based on how this map is, but this is the signal into like what direction their end game is. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is what they've been talking about for years. This preeminent, we're bringing all the cool shit we did with like Destiny and Halo, and we're bringing that to a PvP focused extraction shooter where you lose your shit when they die. And if this map is ass, then it's gonna be like real sad for like what the future of the game is gonna be. But if it's cool, then I think exciting. Exactly. Then I think the future of what future seasons look like, because the other thing we know is like, so the Marathon ship in the lore, it was a ship made out of a moon of Mars, and they built it through the moon. So like the rest of the moon of Mars is like around it. So it's
what, like Phobos, or
it's insane. I don't know what Phobos is.
Isn't that one of the moons of Mars?
Oh, sure. So the ship is like moon sized. It's like humongous, right? And so I think what we know is
Phobos
that
and Deimos.
Okay. So this is
Deimos.
one map on the Marathon ship. And like the end game map will always be like in the future there will be new maps on different parts of the Marathon ship.
So the ship, so in the same way that Earth is a spaceship, everybody get your
yeah.
This is some more podcast Patreon.
Yeah.
One of these days, unironically, I'm gonna have like a fucking brownie on that, on one of those. So in the same way that fucking spaceship Earth is a thing, the maps in Marathon take place on a ship that is like moon size.
Only this map. So the quick TLDR of the Marathon lore is we colonize Mars, just like in the Expanse or whatever. There's feuds and rifts. They build a ship where like, hey, our solar system is not enough. We got to go find whatever. So they build this ship out of the
all
moon.
The corn was dying.
Yeah, all the corn was dying. So they built this ship out of the moon, and they send it towards Tau Ceti, which is a planet in a new solar system. And they send the Marathon ship. 300 years later, it lands, and it starts doing its thing.
Wait, lands?
Yeah, like
the moon lands.
The moon landing, yes.
On the planet?
No, but like
That's a different meaning of the moon landing.
Okay, yeah. It arrives, and then they start colonizing Tau Ceti.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, contact is lost with the Marathon ship and what's happening on Tau Ceti. 100 years later, everybody thinks, yes, everybody's basically like, fuck, we just spent $4 quadrillion trying to save humanity, and it sucks. 100 years later,
Titanic was the lifeboat.
A message comes from the Marathon ship from one of the AIs aboard that ship, Durandal. Yes, transmission received. And the message is, somewhere in the heavens they are waiting. And basically that kicks off this game of Marathon. What happens in the first 3 Marathon games that came out in like 1992 is what was happening on the Marathon ship on Tau Ceti. So like there is so much lore and story about what's happening, the alien races and this and that and whatever. But this Marathon game starts from there. So then basically the 6 trillionaire government businesses all have this financial invested interest in like getting to Tau Ceti, figuring out what happened and extracting as many resources. And then you play as a human being who's given your consciousness up to AI, and then they plug you into the runner, and then you go do missions, and when you die, they just fucking plug you into another one.
So is the runner like a robot?
Yes. Yep. They basically like 3D print.
Oh, so that's the core conceit for how you can die and still play the game, which is the thing in Tarkov that's like, if you died, you lost all your shit, but
you submit your consciousness to the AI, and then the AI just prints you into bodies, which is also the lore reason why you can switch between the different heroes in the game, because they're not you. You choose, you're like, I keep dying with this guy, I'm going to try this guy. They're like models of cars that you pick.
That's really neat.
It is cool. Anyways,
I genuinely never thought I would be interested in the lore of this game, and you've sold me.
It's fucking sick, bro. The lore's insane.
I watched the TV show.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's why most of the maps you play are on Tau Ceti, on the planet. And by the way, when we get there, right, 300 years took them to get there, then 100 years of silence. When we get there, there's nobody alive, but there's like signs of like 100 years of colonization. There's buildings, there's all this kind of stuff, but there's no one. And that's the mystery. What the fuck happened to the Marathon and their crew?
Somewhere out in the clouds, they're waiting or whatever.
Yeah, somewhere in the heavens, they're waiting. So that's why most of the maps we play are on Tau Ceti, but cryo is unlocking. And this is us basically going up into the atmosphere, into space, and going onto the Marathon ship because it's still there above Tau Ceti. And we're going up to see if we can find any answers in the Marathon ship.
So we showed up in a different ship.
Yeah.
The Prometheus.
In the Prometheus. Yes, that's right. So
imagine if this was all just actually 1899 season 2.
Yes.
Hell
so that's the TLDR. So cryo is tomorrow, and I'm very excited to play it. Ranked is also this weekend. I'm very excited to play it. It'll be interesting.
How long till you quit ranked?
Maybe 20 minutes. I'm very much like you. I've never really cared. I would love to be gripped by it because one thing you know about me is I do enjoy measuring myself getting better. Right? Like I was never I was never a Chad at Tarkov, but I made 20 of those like lessons from Beyond the Graves because I do like introspectively looking at what I can do better and I like everybody likes the feedback of like yesterday I was bronze, now I'm silver, tomorrow I'm gold. So if it's compelling, but like for me personally, it's going to be a high ass bar. Like it really has to grip me because I've never really cared before. Because like sometimes I want to run a pistol run. Sometimes I want to go in naked and knife people. Sometimes I want to goof off with my friends and not try so hard. So, but
can you like toggle it off?
Yes.
It's only when you buy the metal.
So that's what's interesting too. Like Delta Force had a ranked mode and ABI had a ranked mode, but you literally just turned ranked mode on, and it was just like when you did good, you got points. When you died, you lost points. It was so like meaningless. This is a separate queue. You're only queuing with people who are in ranked. It's only going to be one map.
So it's intentional.
Yes. So exactly. Yeah. So it's going to be much more like a Counter-Strike where I'm silver and I'm going up against silvers and I want to beat them so I can get to whatever, which is, in my opinion, better than being rewarded for like getting onto a server where you can just like club baby seals and then get a bunch of rank points, right?
Yeah. Are you thinking what I'm thinking though?
I mean, like cheaters.
Yeah. It's like, imagine if it was like, they're going to add real money to this so that the first thought would be like, oh, okay, so then it'll last 18 seconds before it'll be impossible.
Very intrigued by that myself. I've got no idea, but we'll see.
Because you haven't experienced like
a sus death in this game? No.
You will be.
Yeah, definitely doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Like I definitely doesn't mean that it won't happen. Like I know their anti-cheat is like multi-layered. They built a bunch of stuff. They built.
Yeah, but is it fucking Ring Zero?
Yeah, I don't know. I know that they built. This is one of those things that I think you really have to like build the maps with this in mind. But they have the fog of war thing Valorant has, where like even the server doesn't, like you can't see another entity unless that you have like line of sight or whatever. So like they built a lot of that stuff into the game while they were building the game. I mean,
nice. Catch
me 6 months from now and it could be like this game's infested, right? I have no idea. Arc, 2 months after Arc came out, it was like it got bad. So I don't know.
Yeah, but even like I've seen videos with fucking aim bots or like wall hacks or whatever. I mean, I think I might be misremembering. This might be some fucking Fruit of the Loom shit, but I remember seeing like full on wall hack videos from Valorant.
Oh, in Valorant,
like,
yeah.
And it's like, wait, but if what they said was true, then this is impossible.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's where I'm at, dude. I once again, it's so funny. Arc, I was like so convinced I was going to spend the rest of my life playing that game, and then like 3 months later, I was like, damn, I got nothing to do. And then every week I've been like, I might quit this game in 3 days, and I'm just more excited to play it every week. So we'll see.
As Marathon has it, presumably you're not the only person who's felt that. So it's got its teeth into you. The question is it like scooping up more people from Arc? Is it growing? I mean, not that it's like a competition.
No,
but this goes to like the thing I was saying a few weeks back where I'm like, I just don't see what the fucking what the draw is going to be, like the sales pitch for all these new people.
I really think the question is, can Marathon get over the hump? I think it's a way better game than the internet gave it credit for after the plagiarism scandal, which by the way was a justified scandal. The alpha that came out last year was kind of ass. A lot of people are really frustrated with Bungie and what happened with Destiny. So there was we've talked before about the hive mind kind of collective consciousness of gamers. And sometimes if they just decide your game is ass, it's ass. And so Marathon's a way better game than the internet gave it credit for. And the question is, can it push through that hump? Will Sony give Bungie because I genuinely believe if they keep stacking the W's they've been stacking and they keep like there was a huge patch the other day that like already made the game even better. Like they're responding well to community feedback. I genuinely believe this could be like a Tarkov or a Destiny style thing. Like Tarkov, right, took forever to, really ramp up. But can it get over the hump? Does Sony give it the time? I mean, it's not, it's got like 30 or 40,000 people playing on Steam, probably roughly the same or a little bit more playing on console. It's not like it has nobody playing, but it's not, Arc Raiders 400,000 people concurrent, a week after launch. But it's a very common sentiment from a lot of people who are like, dude, the more I play, the more I'm just addicted. I didn't really think I would like this game.
It might just be a slow burn.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that is the stuff. That is the gaming news. Thank you guys so much for hanging. Thank you for being here once again. V pointed out earlier, but if you want even more of this, patreon.com/thepodcastpod. Early ad free access to these episodes and extra episodes we do over there. Thank you to Cash App for sponsoring this episode, and we will definitely see you on the next one.
Bye.